Now, developing a fuel pricing matrix is a complicated assignment. Policymakers must carefully consider the economic and social implications of various measures and strike a balance between reducing fuel costs for citizens and ensuring the sustainability of the country's finance and energy sector. Our reporter, Trevor Ng'endo, explores some remedial measures that the government could take to reduce the cost of the most essential commodity in the world, fuel.
Kenya started a state-led fuel pricing regime in 2009 after oil prices jumped to record levels, leading to massive public outcry. The pricing matrix factored in the global average prices, transportation, storage, evaporated fuel and other costs, marketers' profits, system losses and demurrage fees, among other costs. The jury is still out on the effectiveness of the state caps on fuel prices, but critics say it has not been a hunky-dory moment. In March this year, Kenya entered into a government-to-government agreement with fuel producers in an attempt to lower the cost of the commodity in the country. The government expected that apart from stabilizing the Kenyan shilling by stemming the dollar shortage, it would also lead to reduced pump prices. However, these expectations have been largely dashed if the prevailing pump prices are anything to go by. And in a bid to address the ever-rising public outcry over fuel prices, there are various strategies that, if taken by the government, can mitigate the impact on their wallets. One of the primary measures on the table is the possibility of fuel subsidies, an approach that the National Assembly's Energy Committee Chairperson Vincent Musyoka disagrees with, terming it as subject to abuse and unsustainable.
Subsidies are subject to abuse. They have been abused. You've seen the Auditor General's reports on the subsidies that were issued the last year in the last administration. A lot of money was lost.
Another avenue that would provide immediate relief to consumers is the reduction of taxes and excess duties on fuel. Currently, Kenya charges 7 levies and 2 taxes on fuel, among them a doubled value-added tax of 16% since the 1st of July. Further increasing the taxation component for every litre of super petrol, diesel and kerosene.
It is not just about saying, let us then remove the taxes. Then, unless then Kenyans will say, we are not interested in the services, then, because there are no other sources of money really.
To help mitigate sudden price hikes and provide more predictability for consumers, the government has also established a price stabilization fund to counter the volatility of fuel prices. However, just like the subsidies, Parliament says it is unsustainable.
It's neither here nor there, because where you are getting the stabilization fund. So if you knew you are collecting it somewhere else to later stabilize, then why not make a reduction right away from the oil itself directly, instead of now looking for other sources to come and subsidize?
In addition to these immediate measures, the government could also look into long-term strategies to reduce dependence on imported petroleum through investments such as the development of domestic oil production capacities in Turkana County. However, the absence of an oil refinery in the country and a non-commercial value, the oil remains a puzzle. The Energy Committee says diplomatic efforts to negotiate the terms of the government-to-government agreement with fuel producers for a further reduction in the freight and premium charges remains the most viable option currently.
This negotiation for the next batches, we expect that to reduce the cost of oil by probably 8 shillings per litre, by just virtue of reduction of freight and premium from 128 to 88 shillings.
The decades-old open tender system is another option the government should reconsider to encourage competitive pricing when acquiring the commodity. But even as the government calls for calm as it seeks to address the ever-high fuel prices, Kenyans will continue to feel the pinch at the pump, with this challenge not only affecting their daily commutes, but also adding a strain on their budgets, leaving many to wonder, when will relief finally come? Trevor Ng'endo for Prime Edition, Nairobi.